everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on today. But before we get started, you know what I'm going to say. Have you subscribed yet? Go down here in your settings. Yeah, go down there. You see that subscribe button? Go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell so you'll know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. We are one day away from Harry and Meghan touching down in Colombia, and I am so excited. And when they get there, I'm going to be popping up all the time. So you need that notification bell on, sitting on ready. Also, while you're down there, give me a thumbs up. The fight against my nemesis, we all know what it is that unrelenting algorithm. I really, really would appreciate it. And also, you see this? Or is it over here? I don't know. It's somewhere. The join button. That's what I'm looking for, the join button. That is for our channel memberships. And if you choose to be a channel member and join the reading club, you will help this channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I'll be so grateful that you took a chance on my little channel to help it by supporting it. Oh, I'd be so happy if you would. Just think about it. We got some good stuff going on over there in the reading club. Come on over there and join us. It's okay. We would welcome you. All right. Before we get into the read, I was looking around to see if I could find what Harry and Meghan's itinerary was going to look like when they got to Colombia. So I found this article in Bazaar, and I also found this itinerary somebody had posted on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm going to post it right here. And so it gives us a little idea of what they're going to be doing the first day and kind of, in general, overall. And it sounds so good. It really does. I know those people over across the pond are going to really, really be crying tears, literally tears in their pillows. The screams that we are probably going to be able to hear here in North America and South America is going to be jarring. And I must say, I can't wait. I cannot wait. Am I being a little dramatic? Of course, I'm always dramatic. All right, let's get into this. I found it on Harbor Bazaar's website, and it kind of gives an overview of what Harry and Meghan is going to be doing when they get to Colombia. And like I said, I'm posting what I found on X right up here. It says, what to expect from Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan's upcoming trip to Colombia. The Sussexes will visit schools, lead panels, enjoy performances, and immerse themselves in Colombian culture during a 4-day visit. Now, see, I was thinking it was going to be 3 days, but it's actually going to be 4 days. Even better, even better. It says the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are gearing up to celebrate the communities and cultures that fuel Colombia, following an official invitation from the Vice President, Ms. Marquez, to tour the nation's capital of Bogota, as well as the cities of Cartagena and Cali. Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan are set for a busy 4-day trip. During their time in the country, the couple will meet with local students, teachers, and industry leaders who make up a vibrant and expansive heritage of the South American country. Their agenda will focus on key aspects of the Archwell Foundation's priorities and lifelong philanthropic endeavors for the Duke and Duchess, including highlighting the military community and female empowerment. Harry and Meghan is on point. They are going with an agenda, and it's pretty much the agenda that they have always had most of their lives, uplifting the military and uplifting women. Let's go on. Ms. Marquez gave a brief overview of what's to come on the Sussex's tour early today at an official press conference. I love it. I love it. Apart from visiting local schools where the pair will host insight sessions and discuss the importance of digital literacy and mental health with today's youth, Harper's Bazaar can confirm that the Duke and Duchess will also get a taste of art and true culture of Colombia. Being on panels, being able to discuss digital literacy and mental health, to have the depth to be able to do that. Now, I want to get a little messy because the left behind. Now, I'm going to exclude Sophie because Sophie does have some depth to her. She's able to discuss things. She is a woman of the world. So I got to give Sophie some credit. It's just the fact that nobody cares. I mean, it's as if she is an old man screaming at the moon. Nobody cares. But she does have depth, unlike the other two that are heirs to the throne who cannot piece together two, maybe three sentences that makes any kind of sense and without tripping. One of them, she trips every time she puts together two or three sentences. So just to have a couple who knows what they're talking about, who is the highest of excellence it is on the world stage, showing the others how it's done. I love it. I love it for us and I love it for them. All right, let's go on. It says they are expected to attend local performances that celebrate Colombian music, theater, and dance, and between other official engagements, such as Harry meeting with Invictus Games teams in Colombia. This week's tour will mark Meghan and Harry's first joint trip to the South American country and their third international trip this year. And who did not think that Harry was not going to uh, give a nod and some time to the Invictus game? And I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Uh, let's see what it says. It says Miss Marquez expressed her excitement earlier this month about the Sussex arrival in Colombia. And I have been on Twitter today, and Colombian Twitter is on fire. It's a tweet. It's a Twitter. It's up of Twitter. And I cannot tell you how many post it is about Harry and Meghan coming. There, it's on their television over there. The excitement is building, and I just love it because it is so funny to me how Sophie was able to come and go, and nobody didn't even know it. But yet and still, Harry and Meghan shows up, and the excitement starts to build. Hmm, I wonder why. And it says, in these vibrant locations, they will have exceptional opportunity to engage with leaders, youth, and women who embodies the aspiration and voices of Colombians committed to progress. So that is a little update of what Harry and Meghan is going to do and how their trip is pretty much planned out. And it sounds really, really good. And, I said in my podcast yesterday that the president of Colombia said that he was going to meet with Harry and Meghan. And, while all this is going on, the crying, the stomping of the feet, the kicking, the falling down on the ground, the kicking has begun over there across the pond. And of course, when that happens, the articles come out. And we have an article that we're going to do the read on today. It's just an example of that. And as I said in yesterday's podcast, it has become comical at this point. What these people come up with to write is so funny. And it is just like I was saying, it's throwing arrows, darts, from across the pond. And this particular one is from down under, from Australia, Sky News Australia. And it's not working, it's not reaching. It makes them look desperate, it makes them look weak and pitiful and bitter. And I just love that for them. And this is the name of the article. Like I said, I got it from Sky News Australia. And we all know Australia is just as bad as the UK. And the name of the article is Royal Family Members Heading to Balmoral Warned to Keep Everything Quiet After Meghan's Threats. What threats was that? I know Meghan dropped a little nugget that she only scratched the surface of what had happened to her. But why is that a threat? Unless you have done something and you feel that you're going to be exposed. I'm just saying. But let's go on and get into this article. It says royal family members headed to Balmoral Castle for the King's annual summer retreat has reportedly been warned to keep the visit quiet following speculation that Meghan Markle is writing a tell-all memoir. Wonder what Meghan would have to tell all about and why are you so scared about it. But we all know that this is not true. We don't believe anything unless it comes out of Meghan's mouth or out of their team's communications office. So this is just nonsense because Meghan dropped that little nugget about the fact that she only scraped the surface of what she had went through. And this is a response to that, which I knew the responses would come because a hit dog will holler every time. Let's go on. Buckingham Palace has allegedly quietly reminded younger royal family members headed to Balmoral Castle to keep their visit off social media following reports that the Sussexes are furious to not be invited to Scotland. We all know that that's not true. This is the 5th year in a row that Harry and Meghan have not went to Scotland. Harry and Meghan did not go to Scotland when the Queen was alive and she was up there. And we all know how Harry and Meghan love the Queen. So if they didn't go when the Queen was alive and she was on vacation up there in Balmoral Castle. Is it Balmoral? I think it's Balmoral Castle. Why in the world would he go up there with Charles and his wife? Let's go on. The royal family is currently assembling at Balmoral for the King Charles and his wife and the woman that he made queen annual summer holiday, with family members dropping in at the Highland estate throughout August. Balmoral is one of the few royal properties owned by Charles outright and was a favorite destination for his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. This year, Charles has added to the guest list and includes even more relatives than usual, including in laws of that woman he married and made queen, Camilla's family. Camilla's children and grandchildren are set to join the royal family at Balmoral this year and will stay in the main castle, which is usually used to entertain guests. See, this is where I have a problem with it. I have a problem with Charles. Charles is letting his in laws and how should I put it? I'm trying to be nice here because I'm really happy about Harry and Meghan being in Colombia. But anytime you throw Camilla in the mix, I'd be so tempted to drag her and her family and her grandchildren, all of them, drag them up and down the streets. Because this woman, and Charles has allowed this woman to do this. His own grandchildren, Prince Archie and Princess Elizabeth, in California, have never been to Balmoral Castle. It is their birthright to be running up and down the hills of Scotland. But yet and still, Charles, with his pettiness, his small mindedness, his weak neededness, his bitterness, his jealousy, and I can go on and on about Charles, has created this issue. If Charles had been a person to lead by example, his sons, their wives, and children would have been up there playing happily together. But Charles never, ever gave a thought to anybody except himself and how to make things better for him. So he threw his children and everybody under the bus in order for him to have a cleared way, him and this woman. And so now this is the family that he has created, a family divided. And he is up there, not with his grandchildren, but with hers. And it's disgusting to me that Archie and Lilibeth and George and Charlotte and Louis are not there together, and that he did not raise William to be a better son and brother. Because William is not a good son to him, because he was not a good son to William. He is reaping what he sows. It is known that William do not show deference to Charles. He pay him no mind and no attention, especially now that he has his money and he is independent of him. He could care less about Charles. Now they going up to Balmoral, but he doing that for show. For show. I would not be surprised if William, Kate, and those kids never laid eyes on Camilla and Charles. Now, her grandchildren, yes, her grandchildren is given everything that grandchildren should get from grandparents. But somehow Archie and Lily is deprived of that because of this petty, narcissistic, small man. And it's sickening. And I'm sorry to go off on that tangent, but Charles and Camilla, it's hard for me not to drag them, especially when they do stuff like this. Talk about her grandchildren. What about yours? What about yours? But Charles is a man who yells at small children because they don't fold his robe right. So that should tell you everything you need to know about him. And Camilla has hopped every bed it is in the United Kingdom. That should tell you a little bit about her. We say that those kids she got is Parker Bowles, but we don't know who them kids is, including Charles. It may be his. That might be the reason why he's so close to him. Just saying. Let's go on. It says relatives from Camilla's side is joining the king will include her son, the I'm trying to be nice, but we all know what kind of dealer he used to be. And I'm going to say this. It's a little off topic, but since we're going to talk about Tom Parker Bowles, I'm going to drag him a little bit. Okay. Harry was a young boy, and Charles introduced these people into his life. And it has been said and allegedly known that the reason I'm being nice, the reason that Harry was had any access or any kind of exposure to the cocoa was because of this dude, Tom Parker Bowles, Camilla's son. And I would not be surprised if that wasn't a plot between him and his mother to get Harry involved in such so they could leak it to the press so they could use it to their advantage. So this is the person who's going to Balmoral, but not Harry. And they really think this is some kind of flex. To me, it just shows what a failure of a father Charles is. He is a failure as a father. He was a failure as a son. He's a failure as a man. He is a failure as a human being. He's a failure. He's a moral failure. And this Tom Parker Bowles, for him to be able to be there and Harry not, says everything you want to know about Charles. Moving on. And it says, Tom Parker Bowles and his children, Lola and Freddie. I bet Charles just throw them Lola and Freddie up in the air. I bet he just, play with them and stuff while Archie and Lily is in California. You know, that's I cannot stand a man like that. It is the same kind of man who will raise and be good to his stepchildren and not give a care about his own children. We all know some people like that we know personally, that they are just great stepfathers and lousy fathers. It's nothing wrong with being a great stepfather. I think it's wonderful that you can be a father to somebody's children, but you got to be a father to your own too. And that's one reason why I drag him all the time. But I digress. Let's go on because It's not just about pride to hurt feelings. There is a very ugly repercussion for them when this constant narrative that their family outcast keeps getting fed. The Sussex's insider told Closer magazine on Tuesday. Ain't no Sussex insider told them nothing. It's just a lie. It impacts their brand as well as their morale, and it has the potential to put them more at risk. The experts warned that the King's Balmoral snub could embolden Meghan to take the gloves off and make plans for her own tell-all memoir similar to Harry's bombshell book, Spare. Harry said that him and his wife was moving on. Yet and still, when Megan drop a nugget, and I think she do it on purpose, and I don't blame her because it gives me pleasure. I can only imagine how much pleasure it gives her to see these rabbits be scared. And that's all they did. And this is the results. They're scared because they know that she has a lot more to say if she chooses to say it. Let's go on. The talk among friends is that it's time to take the gloves off and do away with the diplomacies, the source revealed on Tuesday, saying to that Megan sources are saying, her friends are saying, their friends, Harry and Megan's friends are saying it's time to take the gloves off and do away with the diplomacy. What diplomacy? They're not even talking to them folks over there. And them folks at every turn, they are talking about or leaking that they don't want to talk to Harry and Meghan. What kind of diplomacy is that? And if they don't want Harry and Meghan to take the gloves off, try shutting up. Try stop leaking. Stop planning stories. How about that? Do that. Because basically all Harry and Meghan want you to do is to leave them alone. But yet and still, here we are. They are getting ready to go uh, to Colombia in South America, continent away, has nothing to do with the Commonwealth or UK, and they are so bitter about it. They are so butthurt about it that they are leaking crap like this, and then they wonder why Harry and Meghan have a problem with it, and why Meghan every opportunity she gets, she drop a nugget to make those rabbits run. And they run every time to make that hit dog holler. It hollers every time. It says another tell all would cause so much trouble the feud would go nuclear. How could it go nuclear when them folks ain't got nothing? They have spilled everything they know to spill, including lies against Harry and Meghan. What nuclear can they do? But I'm sure it's a lot that Harry and Meghan can spill, especially Meghan. Because Meghan said she hadn't signed an NDA. She can say whatever she want to say. And if you scared, it's because you undid something. But I don't believe none of it. This is a distraction to try to capture some headlines to steer eyeballs away from Colombia. Because we know that it's no match, like what is his name? Richard Fitzwilliam said, it is no match for Harry and Meghan in that family. They know it, we know it, the world knows it. But they still try to shoot their little arrows from across the pond, even though they don't come nowhere near Harry and Meghan, they still shooting them. And this is an arrow that they have shot. And as far as I'm concerned, is I expected it, and I continue to expect it. And I continue to be amused by it because, like I said in my podcast yesterday, it's amusing, it's funny, and it's hilarious, especially because it's so obvious to me, obvious to them, obvious to the world. They have lost, and Harry and Meghan are winning and continue to win. One day to go, y'all. One day to go. Bye.